right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the new intro. Yeah, that's right. All new intro for the Pine Room Podcast. A little bit of new music, some new style. I really haven't written a script for what to say yet, so here it is, the new intro. Yeah, maybe some sounds like a laser gun. Or some monkeys. Or some aliens. Or, explosions.
Missiles launched.
Either way, enjoy this for the time being, and enjoy the show. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, everybody, welcome into the Pine Room Podcast, episode 46. And again, your ears do not deceive you. This isn't Jub. This is Jarrett. Jub is back home. He's got the night off. He's doing a little editing for, we're actually heading to Show of Hands tomorrow. So yesterday, when you hear this, we go to Show of Hands. We're going to do a little presentation on what we've done with our winnings, because, you know, we won. Hey, we got to say, we won the Show of Hands.
Bunch of damn winners around here.
We won it.
All we do is win.
Yeah, so we'll be there tomorrow, yesterday, while you're hearing this. Going to do a little presentation on our office and everything we've done, all the cool things we've done with the money. Is
that what they've asked you to do to prepare for that?
So I think me and Job are just going to go up, kind of explain, just real briefly. I think last time they did it while in between, like when they were doing the counting the votes.
Yes, I think you're right. Yep.
And everybody's waiting, so I don't think anybody's going to really give a shit about us. They're going to be like, I don't get. I think that's what I'm going to say when I go. You guys probably
don't give two shits.
You don't give a shit about what I got to say.
But if you do,
this is what we're going to say. We got, we won, whatever. But yeah, we'll be there. We got a few things going on. Coming up Sunday, our last workout. We had that last Sunday. We had a really good workout. Chris was there. Cooley was on the shelf with his
broken,
fucked up ankle. But Brad's been awesome. Brad has been really good. If you haven't checked that out, episode 1 of the Pine Room Podcast BSB Fitness Challenge is on YouTube. Brad, again, has been awesome. He's been super, super good.
Seems like his energy level is unbelievable. Like, I haven't met the dude. I was on a couple conference calls with you guys and stuff like that, and watching the videos, it just seems like his energy level is where it needs to be.
He really, really is good. And it's nice because, he knows who he's working out. It's not, he's not in there saying, let's fucking go,
Right.
Like, you gotta give me 20.
Right.
But, I mean, and him and Coach go back and forth at it a lot, just banter. He really has been awesome. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. He really, really, really has. He's done a good job. You think, Cools?
Yeah, he's been awesome so far, and I love when he gives Coach Dell some shit.
Yeah, he always accuses Coach of...
Is he worse than Say?
What's that?
Is he worse than Say when he gives Coach Dell shit?
It's close. But Brad always says that Coach likes to talk in between each set, so he delays.
Give us more time to rest.
Give us more time to rest, and he always.
So then he punishes us.
Yeah, he says. Yeah, I think last time it was. He made him do 10 push-ups.
Yes.
I think. He said that it was bullshit. He was fucking, that he was
better.
He was making him talk, so it was delayed.
Is Brad a born and bred kind of local guy, or is he?
Yes, he went to Ferry.
Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
lives in Ferry.
He's married with a kid. And
Yeah,
he lives in Wheeling, Woodsdale.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So hey, if you're listening and have any children that are athletes and need a little workout, go hit up Brad. He'll put them through a good workout.
Thanks to Belmont Savings.
Yeah, Belmont Savings. We have 3
employees.
Yeah, Todd, Alicia, and EJ showed up.
I didn't know EJ worked for them.
Yeah, 3 of them came. Okay. They did a really good job. I was very impressed with Alicia. She beat Job. They had to do suicides. Well, I say they because I haven't actually had to work out. I've been filming. I've been locked out, so I've been filming the whole thing. But yeah, they had to do. Brad had them doing suicides. So if you know what the suicide is, you run down, touch the foul line, line back.
Yeah, I can't see
half-court
Jubb
back.
being very strong at that.
Yeah, that was probably his weakest link. But
he used to have great first to third speed in baseball.
Yeah, he could quick. But yeah, Alicia beat him in suicides, which was impressive. So.
Well, your dad made me laugh because I wasn't there the previous week, and then when I came back this week, and I think we were doing the suicides, and I was or whatever we were doing, we were going up and down the court, and I was ahead of him by a little bit, but not a ton. And he's like, "Boy, I'm really glad you're back."
I heard him say that. I heard him say we're close. Yeah. Coach has done a good job. He's definitely improved from the first day.
A ton.
He really was hurting that first day. You can see what in the episodes to come. You'll see his progression, which is pretty cool. And heck, he's been inspired. He worked out again this morning. Got a good lift in.
Well, here's the deal. I think we all forget how fucking old Mark Delbrook is, and I'm not calling him old by no means. But my God, I mean, fuck, I want to be him when I grow up. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he does, and he's such a jack off, and he's like a chameleon. You can put him in a room of 10-year-olds all the way up to a 90-year-old, and he can fucking play the bill with both sides.
It is amazing.
So I mean, yeah, I think we all. I'm guilty. Forget how old he is, and I watch those videos, man, and he does. He does a great job.
You guys will be impressed with the ones to come. He's really. I'm impressed with him. I was a little worried after the first one. I'll be honest. Actually,
CPR on the
court. No, seriously, the first one when we went out there, I was like, man, I really don't know what to expect here.
When he went to go do a broad jump, I thought he could blow his leg out.
Yeah, in the first episode, he did a broad jump, and you can hear me in the back saying, no, don't, and he did it. I think it was about a 6-inch broad jump.
He couldn't clear a puddle off each other.
Yeah, I don't. But he's done a good job. So
good
stuff.
That's
out. Our Naylor video when we went to the Naylor game and sat on the bench.
Stuff.
That's out. That was a little different style video. That was really fun. That was really a good experience. They treated us well.
Actually, back to the Delbrook with that Mark with that helmet on, and they said on the caption it says, "I need a beer." He looks like, honestly, like he could be licking windows.
That's exactly what I told Job when I edited that video and I went through and did the captions, and when I saw him with that, and he leaned over with that cage on his mask, and then he got a picture with one of the players. It was like almost like, oh man, he came over just because he feels bad about this guy.
He's on another mind, not appropriate.
But yeah, that's out. Go check that out. We've been getting some good stuff out. Few things on social media. Anything going on? Super Bowl Sunday coming up.
Can't wait.
It's Matt's favorite day.
Yeah, great.
Actually, you're pretty excited, so it's over.
Yes, very. I'll be very happy when that day is over.
Have you seen any crazy bets on it so far or anything?
Not at our place now. All of our bettors will bet late, so there's only about 10% of money probably has been bet already, so you got a bunch more.
What have you seen early?
Coming in, Eagles and over. That's where everybody's going right now. So,
what's your foot traffic though? Like, I know that obviously every Tom, Dick, and Harry comes out for the Super Bowl. So will you see an increase in foot traffic on that Sunday?
Yeah, we'll have a really probably starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be very busy all day. People just throughout the day coming and getting their various bets in, all their props and all that stuff. And then Sunday there'll be a buzz in there for till mid-afternoon probably. And then honestly, it kind of tapers off. People go and watch things at their local bars or their parties at houses and things like that. Our actual in book on the night of the Super Bowl is not anything special.
That surprises me a little bit. I would have thought that people would stay there and watch. That don't really have much going on.
I guess most people that have friends or something usually go to their houses or go out where it doesn't cost $9 for a beer.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Everybody I know does the Super Bowl boards. That's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's. I feel like that has that always been like a popular thing.
Yeah.
I think very popular, but I think I know where you're going with this. Do I think that it's increased a little bit?
Yes.
I think social media helps that. I think the internet, being able to reach out to so many people.
Yeah, and I'm sure betting being legal. Not that a board is illegal, but I'm sure that sports betting kind of maybe influences people. They kind of get that itch. More people kind of know about it.
Yeah, boards. Actually, a couple of the books in Nevada, well, in other spots too. You can actually do them here in our state. You can buy the square numbers you want, so you pay odds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like DraftKings, I think has it, and
I
I know Bet Rivers has it.
That's kind of a cool concept.
Circa and the Westgate. So you go, and if you want 7-7 at the end of the first quarter, you get the odds assigned to that. And,
I didn't know that. That's wild.
And that's I heard Circa talk, a couple of the executives there talking and saying that it was their biggest thing so far. That's the thing they've sold the most of.
So, like, if you wanted to buy,
buy whatever
if you
numbers
wanted to
you
buy
want.
like 2 and
if you want to take and then you're
2.
getting
What's another bad 2 and
2 and 5 or
5?
2
Yeah,
and 8.
probably 5. Yeah.
Yeah, you can,
9s aren't very good.
Yeah, 9s are pretty terrible. At least later in the game.
So would those be cheaper than? Well, I guess not.
No, they'll
cheaper,
be
you just
same
need
amount
worse
you'll get,
odds.
but it's your odds.
Okay,
So
okay.
you're looking at 100 to 1, 125, whatever to be. So
Matt, does your knowledge come into play a little bit more on these types of things where people come over there and obviously that's the Tom, Dick, and Harry? Do they hit you up a good bit for your knowledge, or is it not that bad?
yeah, no, it is. I get asked. The people think I know the scores before their games are played. I was like, if that was the case, I wouldn't be working here. But,
Right.
Anyway, yeah, no, we'll get it. We get a lot of that. You get a lot of people trying to get an angle, people feeling you out about what's what, and the one unique thing about our book being so regionally driven is our odds sometimes. Like, we're going to be in line with most of the states. I think this Super Bowl, but the other Super Bowls that we've had, we've done. When the rest of the country has not done well, we've done very, very well. And
really,
yeah, we've really. And I'll probably be regretting this come Monday, but we've won every year handily since I've worked there, and it's a lot of it has to do. We've been kind of against the popular views on a lot of them. Just for instance, like when Tom Brady was playing. Actually, the 2 Super Bowls that I've worked there while Brady won for New England, the Ram game that was barely any points in the game, and then the Tampa game. But everyone around here hates Tom Brady. They hate him. So for Cooley, and, I mean not me, but like
Actually,
every
I'm a fan,
Steeler
too.
fan hates him.
I
Like
still
the
don't
majority,
understand that.
I don't either, man.
I saw a poll. They consider him to be like their worst rival when he retired. Those people were idiots. So we
Fucking
took
total
all this money anti-Brady. It would just be $100 bet, $500 bet, $1,000 bet, one after another. I hate, and they'd all just say it. I can't root for Brady. 500 on the Rams, and boom and boom and boom. And so, if you guys remember, New England was pretty much the public side. Like everybody, publics, pros, everybody was on them that year. We weren't. We had so much Ram money. We were so excited when New England just won that game.
Oh, wow.
Every other
great.
book lost. I mean, our partner book, like our sister book in Charleston, lost because of that. And it was why. And they were like, "Why? Why
Is
in
it
the world?"
driven by the Brady hate then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus.
I can. You
What's
can
wrong with it?
sense.
So you're not even betting with your
Yeah,
head.
right.
That's
Dumb.
your heart.
Your
No.
emotion. That's,
And
those
then
are emotional bets.
It worked the same.
Stupid.
And then 2 years later, when was it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. Was it 2 years later? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, 2 years later, in between the Chiefs had won, that one was a little bit more even. But then you get Brady's in Tampa. They still hate him up here. And then you have the Chiefs beat up offensive line. But that's all we took was Chiefs money. And again, it worked out really well for us. And most of the books lost, and we won. We were on the right side of that one as well. So
Matt, is there any time that you can recall that like you won like your biggest win at the book?
Well, those Super Bowls are very,
Probably
very
their
big.
best.
Yeah, there's been a couple of other March Madness, a couple of big giant bets that guys had that went our way. A couple of playoff NFL games. We had a guy come in and throw a ridiculous amount of money on the Chargers. They played New England in the first round. I think it was actually the year New England beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. They played New England in the first round, and they had just played them like 2 weeks before, and we took a gigantic Charger bet. I did 50, 60K. And
Oh,
it was
wow.
just a terrible. I was very confident in that, and it worked out for us. So, yeah. But, I'll tell you this, and then we can move on. But it's always funny. I find it funny, and I guess this would be like this anywhere that you work in the sportsbook industry, is your boss has never seemed to notice when you're winning, which is almost every day, or when you get big. But, man, the day you lose a little bit, oh, boy, here come the calls, here
Matt,
come the emails.
we were out one day.
Yeah, and again, my boss is she's great, but, you get emails from corporate, and it's like, what's going on with this, and what's happening here, and it's like, calm down. Like it's not the end of the world.
But what's the answer? So you just say somebody made a fucking bet?
Yeah, but sometimes
what
sometimes it's not as bad as they think. So you got to explain it to them in
off the
simplistic terms. And honestly, overall, we're gonna make it back. Sports betting is a long-term endeavor. It's a 5% hold every day. That adds up. That's what you're shooting for. That's the goal. 5%. We hold more than 5% almost every night of the year. But that's what the target is. So you just, and then you have one day where you lose 20% and
they lose their shit.
It's like in the office, hey, you do a bang up job, nobody says a goddamn word. Yep. You fuck something up, boy, call into the office.
No doubt about it.
We got to talk about this.
Without a doubt.
So if it's Eagles and over as of now, I'll be unemployed by Tuesday. Nah, I don't think so.
Do you guys hate greatness? Like the whole Tom Brady thing. Like, to me, obviously,
I think people get fatigue of it. I think people got fatigue of Mahomes already. That's why I'm getting all this Eagle money.
You think that's what it is?
Absolutely. I'm seeing an angle that I don't subscribe to that. I think the dude's amazing. It's hard not to respect him. So no, but there's a sign of that already.
See, that's crazy, man. And I actually use the word respect. Here's the deal. I actually, you don't have to like somebody, but you still to respect what they do or how they do it. In my opinion, is what it's all about. Like, I don't love Tom Brady. He beat Pittsburgh all the time, but I still got to respect what the fuck he did, or to actually be dumb enough to go in and put money on the opposite team just because I hate Brady.
And then when you bet him and then he wins and you lose your bet, then you hate him even more.
Yeah.
You're the dumb fuck.
You're the 100%,
idiot.
Yeah,
right?
Not him.
Idiot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
dumb.
Jeff, it's funny you say that because I actually was thinking about this the other day. An example: Tennessee Volunteers baseball last year. They were probably regular season, probably the best college baseball team maybe in the history. I absolutely loved watching them because they were so good. They were cocky. They knew they were great, even though they got bounced by your Irish in the Super Regional.
Yes,
but I was just like, people hated them because they were so good, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was fucking amazing.
Fucking dickheads.
They weren't. I loved it. I loved it because they knew they were good. They knew they were good,
Well,
but not good enough for the Irish. That was awesome, though.
I tell you what, it brought a little luster to college baseball, man. Some of those good teams last year, and you're right. I think their arrogance. I'm not a fan of arrogance, but there was something.
Awesome.
There was something. It was like a car crash. You could not look away when it came to Tennessee. So
I say college baseball is on the up right now. It's starting to gain the traction it deserves because
you know what they said they want to start a game day.
It would be unbelievable. It would be awesome. It needs the attention that it deserves. And heck, I'm so excited. Opening day next week.
That's super cool.
Can't wait. I really want to go down to a Tennessee and a Vandy game one weekend. I'd love to go do that.
And plus, you party like a rock star in those couple towns, right?
Heck yeah. So can't wait for
I agree. That
day.
high level baseball is pretty good, but
it's-
my God, the lower you get, the worse it gets. So you know that all too well.
Oh, I
Jared.
know.
Yeah, college baseball is a tough one because when you have it in the South and those good climates and with these good teams, it is a very good product. But then when you come up to these parts and it's cold and the play sucks and you're using 9 pitchers in a game, it can be very horrible for everyone involved.
And it really is the difference between the SEC and the Big 12 teams
I thought
in the
you were going to
South.
say the Mountain East.
Oh, Jesus, the Mountain East. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, right.
But like Big 10, besides Michigan's good. But like the difference between these teams from the North and the South, it's not close. And then you got some teams out west that have good weather. But I tell you what, it's the weather. I hate to say it, but I'm glad I'm not playing next week.
I get that. Well, you even said, Jared, I remember you always from a standpoint, you guys would always you travel your first couple games, correct?
Yep.
But you'd go against somebody that already had some games underneath their belt already, and you were like, that makes no damn sense.
We would go down and play a team that's played 8 games already, and we'd get our ass kicked. We'd start the season out 0-4 every year.
Yeah, and that doesn't build a great start to the season.
And we would go south. We wouldn't go south enough, and it'd be too goddamn. It'd be still fucking the same weather here. It'd be 35.
Your early season games in northeast Tennessee and like even North Carolina to an extent can get cold.
That's where we would go. South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee.
You gotta
every year.
You got to get down South Carolina or below really to have a chance of playing.
Well, I know West Liberty softball. They're going to Florida this weekend, so that's
must be nice.
it must be.
It's a good
must
gig.
be nice. Yeah, and baseball's heading to Tennessee, so a little disparity there.
When we went there, it was freezing. When we went
It
to
snowed.
Tennessee.
Yeah, it was
It'll be
snowing
cold.
when we went.
It'll be cold. It'll be windy. Oh, this time of the year coming up here, right? Probably about another month is to me is the worst time of year weather-wise. Maybe
it's
just because where we
terrible.
live,
Yeah.
but the wind and it's cold and it's just.
And I know it's going to happen, and because it's been mild. I think
God,
I think
extremely
this winter.
mild, yes.
And I know as soon as they start playing, it'll turn cold, start snowing, raining.
It's funny because Luke was having that conversation the other night in the household from a standpoint. We know as soon as baseball kicks up, you can damn straight we'll have snow, games will be canceled.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, that's a frustrating thing, speaking about that in the local when it comes to high school baseball. I know that they won't be able to change it, but the amount of time that is missed in high school baseball really
Well,
sucks.
At least you guys are getting a turf field.
if it's
finally.
going to be done, though,
Well,
that's going to be an
your
issue
dad
too.
said it was going to be. It's not. It's.
I'm not
doubtful.
saying it's going.
Okay.
It still has a potential, but I mean, you were just up
Right.
there the other day, and you were shell shocked on the
Nick
lack
sent
of
a
progression.
picture. I couldn't believe it. It's not even. I mean, Cooley, you've seen it more than I have.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be.
What needs done still?
I think
Everything.
pretty much everything. I think they got
Because
probably laid gravel.
Because once that's done, the turfing part goes quick. But
Yeah.
the site work is what takes the longest. Because you got to make sure, obviously, everything's the grade and you got your certain pitches in, so your drainage is good.
And I know it's expensive, but I think every field up north in the Ohio Valley, wherever, should be turfed.
I don't know why they're not.
I think the money.
I don't know why they don't turf 470.
I think you just
Right.
you use the money. You just spend the money. You'll make it back because teams want to come, and you'll make your money back in 5 years from teams that don't have turf. They'll come say, "Hey, we'll pay
rent your
we'll
field.
pay $500 to play on your field," and you make it back. You'll make it back quick.
Yeah.
I think every field up here should be turfed for sure.
Oh, and just how much time is wasted on trying to get the field
Get it ready.
You spend like
no
an
more
hour-
diamond drive.
Right.
Yeah, you spend
Right.
money on
Shit
tools,
tons of money, no doubt.
I mean,
Time.
diamond dry,
Is
dirt,
Is
time.
Park's baseball field going to have dirt cutouts, or is it?
No, I think all turf. I think the whole thing.
See, I don't know how much I like that, but yeah, you got to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
And
What do you guys think, back to even high school baseball, and I'll be honest, I'm not smart enough to figure this out, but when when a lot of games get canceled, how there's not a lot of incentive, depending on what part of the season it is, there's not a lot of incentives to make up games because of OVAC side of
yeah.
things.
It's
I think that's total bullshit in my opinion.
And there are certain coaches that'll dodge. There's guys who will sabotage their own fields so
Yeah.
they can't play. Oh,
Well,
that's
no
bull.
doubt
When,
about
when
it.
and it's
kids
like-
put the time and effort in to play games.
Oh, our pitching's not good. We need another day of rest. Let's just leave the hose on in the outfield.
that's the thing, Jeff. You'll have 30 games scheduled, 35 games scheduled, and only play 20.
Literally,
And-
if you're
and then-
lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
lucky.
Shit. I mean, and it's terrible for the kids because you're right. They want to play. I mean, at least I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would hope because I know that the bitch sometimes with baseball, and you guys played at the higher level. Sometimes baseball practice becomes a little monotonous because there's only so much you can do to make it fun,
Especially inside.
So the games are probably the most important in any sport because that is where the fun is. So them to lose that many games, man, that's just not cool.
Yeah.
just not cool.
Yeah, I think definitely should make it up somewhere, sometime. But
Yeah, baseball is always kind of the hardest sport to simulate games at practice, I feel like. By
definitely.
far.
For sure.
I think of what they need to do is they just literally kind of like they do in basketball, roll a basketball out, you roll a ball out, and you pick up sides and just play the game.
Yeah.
You see live pitching and all that type of stuff. And I know you're taking a chance, and everybody's so worried about
Oh, but we
people's
can't
arms.
overthrow,
We
Jeff.
can't
We can't hurt them.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a pitcher. Obviously,
Yeah.
it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And the pussification of pitching
horrible.
arms nowadays is fucking goofy, man.
Doesn't seem to happen in Asia. These fucking guys they'll throw.
I mean, that's
50
the thing.
days
The
in
more,
a row.
the more you throw, the stronger your arm's going to be.
Right.
So, I mean,
And
It's more about what you're throwing, probably.
No, yeah, actually, that's a really good point. You can't sit up and throw 90 curveballs.
Yes.
I mean, I get that, but here's the deal. I'm not taking anything away. I know that we should probably look out for the best interest, but I think we've literally went from one pendulum where it was we didn't give a fuck about anybody's arm to now all of a sudden we're putting diapers on these people. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
In all sports,
tough. Would you put a limit on Luke at all? If he's like up like 100 pitches, would you say, all right, he's
if it's an important game and we got to win. I mean, I know that's going to sound very selfish. It's not all about, but it is. It's about winning, right? I mean, have you guys ever seen that one coach that talks to his little league team?
Oh yeah,
the meme, and he goes, "If your dad tells you it's just all about having fun, well, guess what? He's a loser too." I mean, it was a great talk though, but it's so true. You don't go out there to fucking lose. You go out there to win. And
life's not always fun. You got to compete every day. It's just
that's
the way
a good
it goes.
point, Matt.
It's not going to work. I mean, we all want to enjoy what we do, whether it's games, life, work, whatever, but you got to compete still. So winning is important.
Jared, what about you then? Like if you were truly a pitcher, or if you had a son, for like, what would you, I mean,
fuck no.
Go throw, right?
Throw the goddamn ball.
Like, what's the damage factor? Like, what? I mean,
if he's good to go,
right?
I mean, it's not like you're asking him to go out there with a torn labrum and throw. But if he's healthy going into the outing and he's getting guys out, he stays out there until he can't get any guys out anymore.
And you'll know. You will know when he starts to lose it. You say, okay, that's it.
Oh man.
Well, you disagree?
You disagree?
Yeah, I disagree big time.
So you're early hook, Cooley?
What's that?
You're an early hook guy?
Early, but like his example was 100 pitches. I mean, I just don't think a 16-year-old needs to be throwing 120, 130, 100.
Yeah, I mean, up that, when you get to that, is a little...
That might be a little crazy. I agree with that.
Especially early in the year. Like, if it's the third game of the year, I don't need a guy going out there throwing 90, 100 pitches.
Yeah, I guess I would base it off of how he feels.
Everybody's going to be different.
Now, if it's a championship... Okay, yeah, let's push it a little bit more than normal, but it's just a regular like a regular season game.
It doesn't mean much. I respect that. I do.
Yeah. And I guess you get.
I want to know how many kids are actually hurt by being out there longer.
I'll say this: I wish I knew growing up more arm care because we were doing heavy weighted balls, throwing. I was going catching and go right into pitch and stuff.
Well, that's then on your coaches. Then I would say a little bit.
Well, like I would throw 120 pitch games and stuff like that, and now my shoulders are all. I
don't remember the last time that your arm was healthy.
No, jeez, my arm.
Do you think that was more about the prep and the care and the whatever going into it than it was actually throwing that many pitches?
Yeah,
I don't remember back when we were playing in
Little
League, and you had a kid out there pitching. What did we play 6 or 7 innings? And that was never ever a concern.
I remember kids on my team would throw back-to-back doubleheaders. They'd throw the whole game.
And now they have a lot of provisions in these.
And I don't think they do. And none of those guys are wearing shoulder harnesses now. They're 40s.
You're only allowed to like pitch and then you can't pitch for
3 or 4 days.
So you got a good guy that can't even come in the next day and pitch an inning.
They're paving the way for load management. Chris.
And I tell you the other thing that it has done. I tell you what else it's done.
It fucking pisses me off.
It's Jared Delbrook's not having a good day on the mound. And all it does is enable Jarrett Delbrook to go, oh, man, my arm's not feeling good today, coach. And then all of a sudden, you got a tampon and he's got to take it out.
100%, Jeff.
Fuck that.
Multiple kids like the cool. Real quick.
Well, his parent will be in his ear saying, oh, yeah,
same thing.
Bobby's arms hurt. It's your fault.
You know what? Actually, one of my favorite things. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Real quick. One of my most favorite memories of travel baseball is when son went out to pitch, did horrible, and he truly blamed it on him eating wings the fucking night before.
Yeah,
swear to God.
Eating
fucking wings.
So it was
based on the lemon pepper fucking wings that he ate.
So it was.
Well,
it
maybe you
wasn't
should have switched sauces.
But
something better than
it wasn't
pepper.
the kid's fault for eating them, or it was for like the coach's fault for taking them there.
I think what it was, divorced parents. Okay. So already a pissing match.
Okay.
So the fact I think mommy I think mommy took him out to eat wings. Daddy didn't want him to eat wings. I want to say maybe his tummy wasn't right the next day or something like that. But it was hands down horrible outing because he went and ate wings that night.
Man,
shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Super.
So who gave the kid the tampon? The mom or the dad?
You know what? Nowadays, Chris. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Who knows? You don't know. You don't know, man. You don't know.
Real quick before we go to break, I just thought this was funny, Cooley. Every time that we would do like throwdowns to second or third, and we would get back in the dugout, and you would look at me and say, God, my arm fucking hurts. Every single time you say, my arm hurts so fucking bad.
My senior year, I would take about 3 or 4 ibuprofens before a game. What was that red stuff? Red Hot.
That shit. Oh my God.
See, I don't think that they should have been letting you pitch then or throw.
I'm talking college. This is my last year. I was like,
well, I understand that, but like if you were,
I
I don't think Jeff or Chris or I or Jarrett were saying if a guy's hurt.
Yeah,
that
that's
he's
different.
out there.
That's a totally
I mean, if
different
you're
ballgame.
feeling like that, then by no means should you be out there. I'm saying if a kid's feeling good and he's getting guys out, he's going until something goes wrong, in my opinion.
I would 100% agree.
100%. In his case, he's got to rub all these potions on himself, and he still can't throw.
Potions.
My God.
The other day, before we go to break, that was probably the first time that I really was like, wow, I'm kind of getting old. I went out and I had an apple that was bad in our house, and I went out back and whipped it over the hill, just like down to get rid of it, and I went, oh my fucking God, that hurt my arm. I was like, man, I never had arm problems one time in my life, and that was like,
that's
wow.
when you'll start to know, Jarrett.
Like,
you're exactly right. Strained an oblique,
good
throwing
thing
an
I'm
apple
not,
out the back
good thing I'm
porch.
not playing anymore. But all right, we're gonna go to break real quick. We'll be back. Go get a drink.
You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, but you don't just have to listen to the podcast. We have some other stuff out there too, like Bettor's Last Stand, our sports betting show covering all things sports and betting, or Soup and Stuff, where Soup sits down with business owners, athletes, and other professionals for good conversation. Or if you want to listen to us live, you can tune into the Watchdog, FM 98.1 or AM 1600. Or you can listen live online at thewatchdognetwork.com. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast.
Alrighty, everybody, we're back. Actually, I don't like that. That doesn't know what Jubb does.
What?
Anyways,
We're back.
Yeah, he says anyway. Anyways, in the words of Jubb. Chris, you wanted to go into a little Super Bowl. What did you have? Little news or some?
Well, just some fun facts. Nothing too serious, but all the shows that Matt's usually on there always touches on gambling, and some of the shows are.
Why is that, you think?
Well,
Trying
that's
to
what
say
you
there's
do.
a problem?
Oh no! That's what we do.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if you guys may have seen this, but they did a simulation on Madden 23 for the game this week. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see this.
But
I didn't see the outcome.
The final score. What did you say you don't need at the book?
Eagles and over would be the worst.
Okay.
Thing for me.
Well, they played it out, and the Eagles beat the Chiefs 31-17. So if you're looking for if you're looking for any type of edge, they have got this correct, or not the exact score, but 13 of the past 19 years Madden. They got the winners right, and I think Super Bowl whatever they had the actual score 28-24. So and another thing when you do prop bets, 31 of the 56 MVPs have been quarterbacks. Mm-hmm.
31 of what?
31 out of 56. And Matt, you were on the when you had Bay on the phone yesterday. You were talking about that pick off
Yes,
that was Dexter Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he was the MVP.
Huh.
Because I couldn't think of it either.
I swear I went through maybe the thing that I read was wrong because I thought it said Dwight Smith, but I don't know.
Dexter Jackson.
Did they have three?
Chicago?
Did they have three defensive scores in that game by three different
He
guys?
had two interceptions and one was for that touchdown.
Okay.
But because I didn't know either, and I just happened to
I looked it up and
to look it up. But so anyway, if you're looking for an edge on who to pick,
Hey, real quick, go off of that. I got the the odds here. A kicker, punter, long snapper for MVP is plus 15,000.
Yeah,
so that's
I saw a guy. I had that in notes for my Bettor's Last Stand, but somebody bet on both kicker, like each kicker, to be the MVP.
Really?
Yeah, like $500.
I feel like in an offensive lineman is plus 10,000. I feel like that should be
MVP
reversed. Yeah, I feel like that should be reversed.
The only thing I can say about that is in a game where it was like that New England and Ram game, and then maybe they scored on a tackle eligible play, the only touchdown or something. That'd be about the only way that could happen. Unless it was a refrigerator Perry situation, they got him lined up in the backfield. He scored, but
I think I already know this answer because I know there's not a lot of NFL lovers in this room right now. But do you guys think the Super Bowl is completely overhyped?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the halftime show sure is.
I still love it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been doing it for literally my family and I have been getting together since I was a pup. So, and it's not. I mean, we're not talking 100 of people because I don't got a big family. But we either go to my sisters, myself when my dad was alive. Always food. So like the camaraderie that we also do. Our own questions. The questionnaire. It's like a questionnaire of 20. And it's like what the first commercial is going to be, what's the first pop,
like
and then
that's cool.
We all put in money, and whoever wins the win-loss side of that, we all do prop bets. So it's kind of more, I guess, the camaraderie of who you're with.
Yeah,
but I still get hyped up for the Super Bowl.
I agree with that. I think it's more of the. I mean, the game is cool, but I like the commercials, the partying. I think that's a whole. And being I'm a marketing guy, so I really like the commercials and the different things that people come up with and the different ideas that they I remember the one last year was that it was a black screen and they had a QR code that was bouncing around.
And it was going to hit the corner, right?
Yeah, it was for Bit.
Yeah, it was like
it
for
was
one of the cryptocurrencies. It wasn't Bitcoin, but it was crypto.
Coinbase was the app, and I scanned it. I have it. I still have that app today.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you guys do? You go to the vets?
I'll be at work, so maybe that's what's put a damper on my Super Bowl. Even though I win for the company, it doesn't do much for me. It's a long day, it's grueling, and I deal with a lot of idiots.
We'll come over and party with you.
So you got to be there the whole game.
I don't want
pretty
you
much?
guys to be scalped for. Yeah, I'll be there the whole time.
Well, then I respect why you fucking.
Yeah,
did that.
I mean, I just think the games themselves have just gotten worse over the years. I will say that one year the New England came back against Atlanta, that was a really good game. The time the Eagles played the Patriots in recent years, those are pretty good. But the last few of them, I feel like the game has been the worst part about all of it. Some of the halftimes I think have been really good.
What do you guys think now? There's more. Did you guys see where that Arian Foster's coming out and saying that this shit's more scripted and this and that? And now somebody that's playing now, I can't remember who it is, like kind of leaked something and kind of alluded to something as well. What do you guys think about that?
Arian Foster's going to be dead in like a couple weeks.
Literally.
A lot of those guys are making jokes about it. Like Alex Smith, like someone said, Alex Smith didn't read the script for that season.
Leg breaking.
He had his leg torn up to shreds.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think that's a little.
That one would have been hard to fake. It wouldn't surprise me if they did loose recommendations, to say the least.
Fair.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because I'm certain when David Stern, the NBA commissioner, used to answer to the question, who do you want to see in the NBA finals, and he'd say the Lakers versus the Lakers. That's all you need to know, and that they're going to influence it any way they can. I'm not saying they're scripting the game. That's absurd, but there's definitely, I think there's a little nudge towards certain people at certain times.
Disagree.
Might be a little under the table.
100%.
Well, we always say that the officials are the most easily exposed.
Hey,
I mean,
speaking of the Lakers, do you think LeBron will break the scoring record tonight?
Hope he breaks his leg.
Is that the one against?
I would love to see him just never be able to come back, blow his leg out, and never even get that record. Because you know what, the leading scorer in the NFL is a fucking kicker. So that scoring leader means absolutely nothing. It's the dumbest record ever. Absolutely useless record.
That is fucking.
The top 60 guys are kickers in NFL points. So if you want to count points,
how many does he need, Cools?
He needs 36, and they play the Thunder.
I think he'll wait to do it against the Bucks on TNT prime time. I think that's. I don't know.
Could see they play on TNT tonight, but I hope he hits it on a game winner. I think that'll be the
coolest. Or he'll do a skyhook.
Little LeBron fadeaway game winner.
I would say take it as a shit. He'll hit a 3-pointer. I bet will be the one.
Yeah,
because when he's getting there, there's not going to be a guy who's going to enjoy this more than him himself. Well, he is so full of himself.
Earlier, but before we took our break, they on the whatever sports show that is on ESPN, they were asking the question. How much does this scoring record mean to LeBron? Well, fuck, it means everything. Everything that he does.
I can't wait to hear his after the game speech.
Did you see that?
They some book put up who's he going to thank first, and I think the favorite was himself.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's such a narcissist. I mean, it means everything to him to be number one. He
just has to wade into everything.
Yep.
He's got to have a comment about the Lakers didn't trade this, and he's got a comment about his son being in the league and how he's going to play for the team that gives him. And it's tampering, it's sabotage. The NFL, NBA will be a lot better when he's gone.
Yep.
He is not even interesting.
I have to say,
he's an afterthought. To me.
SportsCenter is a little annoying with it. I think they
I can't. Well, I'm watching
SportsCenter.
Over
SportsCenter, ESPN. I think they over do it a lot with him. I mean, it's every...
Well, Skip Bayless has made a career out of LeBron.
Literally,
that's all he's done is
legit. I tell you what, I used to be an apologist for LeBron back in the day. Like, I always felt like he kind of got a bad rap, and was I fucking wrong. God, was I wrong.
You don't like him now, too?
No. I be honest, as years have went on, my friend, I can't swallow him. I did. I always thought I did. I thought he was like a good dude. I thought he would just get. I thought it was because he had a lot of pressure on him. People always read him the wrong way, and I'll be honest, Jeff Doyle was 100% wrong because I think he's fucking.
He's a
you're kind of right. In his younger days, you could kind of make a case to try to give him a benefit of the doubt, and maybe he would outgrow some of the stuff, and you can. It's gotten worse. It has gotten worse. Sadly, that's a shame.
I think he is the perfect role model. I think he's awesome, man. The best player ever.
Now, here's what I will tell you. I think from a standpoint
that's
of
troubling, cool.
keeping his nose clean,
young, cool.
Yeah, like
family guy. I think all that type of stuff I think is super cool. But outside of that, narcissist is probably the most appropriate
you've
word.
Never seen him drunk. Or you've never seen him like cause a fight off the court. Or
did you happen to see him though? And I thought this was ridiculous. It pissed me off. I remember the day when they had the championship parade out there in Cleveland when they won. He said "fuck" about 100 times. So there's like little kids there, and but it's LeBron, so it's cool. Nobody said anything. Fuck him.
We say it on here though. Kids listen to
this. Different. It's different.
If he is supposed to be a role model, which he's not, I would not want my son, daughter, anybody to emulate him in any way. I honestly, guys, you guys may think I think he's up there with about the worst human being that's ever been born on this planet. No, I'm serious. He is racist. First of all,
yes, he is
extremely racist towards white folks, without question. He thinks he's Malcolm X. He thinks he's experienced this brutality and things that have happened to his race. None of which I'm supporting, obviously, but he didn't live any of that, and he tries to act smart, and he tries to act like he's paving the way for young black men to flourish. He's uneducated. He doesn't know what he talks about when he speaks.
He does do that.
He's always got to have the spotlight. He's a narcissistic freak.
Cools, have you ever seen him with the books when he has the books and
he's always on page one,
the first page, and they asked him about the book, and he was like, I did just start reading it.
Well, when the other one was about, I think it was a Malcolm X book. And somebody asked him, what's your take on that book so far? And he just was kind of stuttering like, well, Malcolm X, he was a great man, a very smart man, done a lot of good things, but nothing of like, no real content or nothing. It just a good guy, smart guy. Just shut up.
Real quick, speaking of Skip Bayless and LeBron, did you see Shannon Sharp's rant on John Morant? I thought it was
a fake.
Yes,
was it after the event? Was it after?
After him, he said, "You're not thug. You don't have anything to prove. You're worth $200 million, and you're going." Anybody that doesn't know it happened. John Morant was caught. He had a gun. He was pointing at the Pacers.
He was in an SUV with his friends, and the friends were pointing like a red laser at the Pacers employee's car, and they thought it was a gun. Nobody confirmed it yet, though. But.
Like with a sniper, like a red,
it was like a laser.
Oh God, that's a scary thought.
And his friend is now banned from the Grizzlies arena. And Shannon Sharp really laid into John Morant. He was like, "You're not about this life. You're worth $200 million. What are you trying to prove? You're not thug. You're not toting Glocks."
Yes,
but I really props to Shannon Sharp. He did a really. I
thought Shannon Sharp got a bad rap about that thing that happened a few weeks ago. I don't think he was the major problem there. I'm not saying what he did was better, but
the courtside thing.
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzly guys got some issues, and it's a shame because I like John Morant. I thought he was a good guy and a good player. Obviously, he's a good player, but
probably tough though for some of them guys to separate or distance themselves from their guys that they grew up with.
Yeah, but it's weird though because John Morant, he grew up and he went to a private school.
Oh, he did.
He went to private school. He went
to school with Zion.
Yeah, he went to private school. He had a good family life growing up.
Most of these dudes are living a good life from the start. As soon as they can identify that they're going to be special talents,
they get everything.
Chris, can I not to contradict you because I not completely disagree with what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. If you you're not calling you old, but you're how old? 55, 56? 58. Have you removed people from your life in your 58 years?
Not particularly.
Oh, I fucking have. 100%.
Well, I didn't. I mean,
100%. So I guess the only reason why I'm not to contradict because I'm not. You're not wrong, but I'll be honest with you. I'm not worth fucking millions, and I've removed people out of my life. I know this much. If I fucking ever make it big and somebody's bringing me down,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You're out.
Well, you know, when
Well,
you-
Chris did
when-
get divorced,
Yeah.
so maybe
right.
maybe
right.
that's like a partial. I don't know.
That's a half.
Yeah,
Irrevocable differences, right?
Right. Well,
Chris?
we getting along better now than
Right, there you
back in
go.
the day. But are you talking about people that were just nothing but troublemakers?
Well, I'm
like
just
friends?
talking in general.
Like,
Like,
I mean,
I-
there's been friends I've had we've just kind of separated.
But
just
meaning
'cause
as
they-
in like
no,
a
it's
great
like-
example for me, like who I've removed from my life is people that is woe is me kind of people, and the world's against them. And anytime you're around them, it's Debbie Downer. They bring nothing to the table. There's nothing positive. Like I got a couple buddies that I was really tight with in high school that I don't even fucking talk to anymore because I'll be honest with you, fuck you.
Yeah.
Life's hard. I know life's hard, but the whole world is not against you.
Jeff, I couldn't agree. That might be you've said a lot of things. I might agree with you more on that than anything you've ever said. I cannot stand people that it's like that you're just having a bad day because the world's against you. No, the fuck it's not.
Shut the fuck up.
Put your head down
And fucking
Get
grind.
grind.
Yeah.
You're
No
gonna
doubt.
everything will be fine.
The worst is when
Listen,
people say that and they've never even experienced the world.
You know what?
Like,
That's a good
That's
one.
a problem we have now. Just
Or
young
actually,
kids.
even actually that has never dealt with adversity, and they
Right.
think they're dealing with adversity. It's
God.
not even
I
adversity.
have no idea.
Yeah,
Well, it's only going to get worse. I mean, because your parents don't even allow their kids to experience adversity.
not at all. They don't
Whether
let them.
it's
They
in
don't
the
let them fail.
classroom,
They don't let them fail, right,
Oh,
Chris?
no,
Fuck
my
no.
God, because then their feelings get hurt.
Some of the best lessons ever is when you
Yes.
fuck up.
Actually,
You gotta
in
learn from
it.
my opinion, I think that's the only way to learn.
Yeah.
And actually, what do they say? You don't. What is the statement? You don't fail, you grow, or what?
Yeah.
There's some kind of saying that alludes to that, and
it's
it's
not
true.
a total failure just because you make a mistake. There's
Yeah,
nothing
you
wrong
learn,
with that.
you grow. That's what life's all about, man. Yeah, but I've removed, and I'm not. Christ, I wish I was worth millions to be able to remove people from my life.
Your entourage,
right?
Hey, I wanted to switch gears. This is kind of totally 180 here, Matt, but I wanted to touch on this that's in the news.
Yeah.
Quebec's Fred
Oh, yeah.
Lamarmont found dead on Groundhog Day.
Did you
What?
guys- he's the groundhog of Canada.
And what happened?
And he was in his hibernation pen, and they brought him out to see if he sees his shadow. He was dead.
So he died during
He died during
hibernation?
hibernation.
Oh,
That
my
was devastating.
God.
Yeah, he's the most famous groundhog in Quebec.
Does that mean we're
was
heading for a
dead.
terrible
Fred
winter?
Lamarmont.
Yeah, so their winter will last forever. Which,
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think Punxsutawney Phil.
What the
he's-
hell happened?
He
6
saw
more
his
weeks.
shadow.
I don't know.
So
6
wait,
more weeks.
so if he sees his shadow, that's 6 more weeks.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. I feel like I thought it would be switched. Like if you see your shadow, the sun's
usually it's
shining. That
sunny,
means
yeah.
spring's coming. I never.
I don't understand the
I always got it
concept either.
confused.
Silly concept just gives people a reason to get together and get fucked up.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I was
And,
going to say, because
Where-
that's got to
Go
be
with
the
the
biggest.
groundhog.
Where is Punxsutawney Phil? Where does he do that at?
Pennsylvania, like
Yeah.
central Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
north central Pennsylvania.
Do you guys think that's lost its luster though? Because I always thought there was like hype leading up to it. I didn't even know it was Groundhog Day.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I got the
Jeff, I
notification
thought
on
the
my
same
phone.
Thing.
Came across my phone that
Yeah, you usually always see them lifting the fat bastard up in the air. Well, remember a few years ago, De Blasio dropped the one that broke his neck and had to euthanize it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't know
mayor,
that.
the mayor of New
Jesus.
York. Wasn't that him, Chris? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
he
remember.
pulled
I
him
came
out,
up
and the
and
thing
it-
kind of tilted, and he went down
Snapped
and
his
he
neck.
snapped his neck.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And they had to put him down.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Was there
dying.
animal
Jesus.
rights all
Yeah,
over
I
that
mean,
shit?
but that's the, De Blasio's in with the animal rights people, so they
Oh.
probably gave him a pass.
Oh,
but-
okay.
They should have just euthanized him instead.
Oh,
Yes.
Jarrett, the world would have been
That's
better.
terrible.
off. New York City
York
would have
would've
been
been
That's
better.
horrible.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So yeah, but tough few years for groundhogs. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fred.
Fred Lamar-
Louise.
Poor guy died. Hopefully he died peacefully.
Doing his job.
Yeah, I know.
Doing his job,
Yeah,
he
he's
died.
just sleep.
Yeah,
Hopefully
he
it
said
wasn't like.
he might have contracted a virus or something.
Do you think his
Probably
fam-
something the
Do you think
Chinese
his
brought.
family gets his life insurance policy since it was on the job
hope.
site?
Hey, they might have been in on it.
You know what?
They had the
That's-
wife was down in the den
Yeah, I
and
wonder.
strangled
Yeah,
him.
I wonder where he was, sleeping under the pine room's porch or
tied
something.
to Epstein.
maybe
I
that-
think.
he
Yeah,
got-
under the seats where Yogi and
they-
and
Oh
Evie
yeah, that's
go.
where. That's where Fred.
that's where
Lamar-
Fred died.
Yeah, he choked
great.
on a bunch of leaves while he was sleeping. It clogged his.
Yeah,
his,
that
his
was
throat.
sad. I almost shed a tear when
That's
I was writing
terrible.
that up.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to bring that up.
That's hilarious.
Anything else on here? Other news that's kind of
There's a lot. Let's start reading those and just how messed up our world is. One thing after another. I mean, it's.
I had.
That earthquake death tolls over 5,000.
Oh yeah,
And
that won't
growing.
even that'll be minuscule.
Yes,
They'll
it's
find so many more bodies. It'll be like that Haiti one.
Yeah, and anybody that
damn.
isn't aware, there was an earthquake in Turkey and Syria that is the death toll is at 5,000 right now. So I mean, I'm sure
Sometimes
that
you just wonder when earthquakes happen in certain parts of the world, California, Syria. started to wonder, maybe God's trying to tell the people that live there something. Gosh, maybe you better be a little nicer.
Did you? Grammy sees a 30% viewership increase. I was surprised by that.
That's got to be made up.
Speaking of that,
I think so too.
Did you guys see Madonna?
Fuck
Have you
it.
guys seen Madonna?
Sickening. It's
I don't even know.
disgusting.
I didn't know it was
Well,
her.
look,
I got
human.
another girl who's troubling to look at. Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Chris.
She
We
got
saw
her
her
on
on
the I didn't
TV.
see her.
We saw her on TV at the NASCAR
She
race.
was at the NASCAR
I can't. The Botox went nuts.
Cool. Did you
Doesn't
see?
even. I
picture of
literally
Madonna?
would never know it was her.
Oh,
Matt
people
looked
think-
up her and he said, who is that?
I didn't know who it was.
And it had a graphic under her. And then Madonna, the same thing. When I saw her, I'm like, oh my Lord,
Can you guys,
on here?
and I know I'm putting everybody on the spot, can you guys identify one female that has that shit done that makes her look better?
Not that I've
Never.
ever known.
Never.
But most of the ones
Never.
that I know that
I think
have done
sometimes
that,
aging is better look than fucking all the fake shit. It's amazing.
Cooley, we've had this discussion before with the lips.
The lip injections, the
Terrible.
eyelashes.
Worst
the
thing ever.
Botox.
Like they're cheap.
Girls are doing it at like 13 now.
Yeah.
You probably have it at school.
Oh,
It's
I think that's
an
I think
illness.
that's child
Injections,
abuse. To be
Yes.
honest with you,
lip injections.
There's one good reason for it. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Drop the mic
You
and get
got
the fuck
that
out,
right.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
well,
that's
I
it.
mean, I hope the fathers aren't paying for those lip
Yeah, I
injections.
know, right?
Good Lord, it's because he's starting their daughter down the wrong
Right.
path.
Well, then
Yes.
they might as if they're getting lips done, they give them a fucking set of knee pads.
You know
too.
what? You like that goes back to the Adam statement of make sure you don't give your mom a hug and a kiss on Father's Day.
Oh God. Oh man.
Stay away.
Oh man.
I love it. That's fucking great.
Hey, I want to hit on this one too. Japan company opens whale meat vending machines.
I looked this up, man.
Now I'm fascinated by this.
Unbelievable.
Would you guys eat whale meat?
I don't see why not.
I'm not sure out of a vending machine though.
Yeah,
I don't
that's gotta
think
be a
fish
little-
out of a vending
I don't
machine
know
of
if I
any
mean
kind.
any meat
mammals
out of a
or
vending
fish.
Has anybody ever had? I'm sure nobody's had whale, have they?
I mean, it's illegal to eat here. I don't know. I don't think there would have ever been a way where I could have eaten whale. Well, maybe the Chinese.
Maybe in
who
Ocean
knows?
City they sell.
I mean, I don't. They boil whale down and do stuff with the blubber sometimes.
I
but
wonder what
Nah.
it's comparable to. Like,
Chicken?
I wonder what. Yeah, everything. Let's. I'll
Well,
look up real quick what whale tastes like.
I guess you probably could if it's going to be like another mammal. Something. I mean, I
Maybe
don't-
like
like dolphin.
not
So
steak.
Probably-
it's similar to reindeer or moose.
There you go.
Huh?
So kind
Well,
of like
I
a
can't
tough,
say- I
like
can't
a
say
tough
that I've
meat
had
kind
either.
of thing.
Like some
Probably
kind
real
of
gamey.
yeah, I would say definitely gamey. I don't think whales are really ever meant to be eaten with the amount of blubber and stuff they have on them.
Hey, this is funny that we're actually talking about this because I saw Jubb sent me a video of this guy making Marmite toast. You guys know what Marmite is? I didn't know what it was, so I had to look it up.
Actually, I don't know what it is either.
So it's a British like spread, and I didn't know what the
British
hell it was. So I looked it
worst
up.
foods ever.
This is what I laughed at the description of what it tastes like. Marmite has a very distinctive flavor. The taste is so unique as to defy description. But think of a yeasty, salty, soy sauce-esque flavor with the consistency of old engine oil.
Oh my!
Oh
How the
God.
hell would anyone eat that?
Yeah,
The British
so,
have the worst food of any country on the earth.
It's amazing.
Like it's really some of the shit they eat is mind blowing.
Yeah, Marmite. It's a yeast extract. That's what the
Ooh,
bottle looks
wow.
like.
Yeah, it
That's-
looks like the whale is very gamey from what I'm seeing.
A gamey whale with Marmite. That sounds delicious.
We talked about this last week a little bit on the show about death penalty and black and white situations when somebody kills somebody and they know, like this Massachusetts woman who killed her kids.
Oh, God.
So I know Jubb was kind of bucking us a little bit last week because obviously somebody getting misinformed that it was this person or this person, but these are the prime examples that when they know that it's black and white and she did it, they should take her and strangle her on pay-per-view for the $4.99. And you know what, right? You know, I agree.
I
I mean,
agree.
and at the end of the day, I guarantee, and I feel very strongly about this, if other moms out there that are pondering doing this, if they watch that and they know that possibly could
Yeah,
happen to them,
hopefully it's a deterrent.
it would be. I know I wouldn't want to fucking
So
do
what
it.
was the situation?
No,
can you guys clarify?
Yeah,
They said she was over medicated.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Like,
wait for anybody listening that might not understand what. Right. So what was the situation?
So this is the Massachusetts woman who killed her kids, and then they said she was like an over-medicated zombie, and she kind of like had a snap, and she.
Well, how'd she kill him? I mean,
strangled them all.
And then was going to kill herself, apparently.
6, 4, and 8 months. 6, 4, and 8 months, something dumb like that.
See, now this is where
she was on like over 12 pills. I was like, that's like my fucking parents.
See, now I kind of
hopefully
agree.
They don't come after.
Well, that's what I'm so anti-drugs. Like my brother's even worse than me. I tell my parents all the time, you're just paying for just. It's all you are is a cash cow. Yeah. 12 pills. There's no possible way to know how 12 pills are going to interact with each other. It's impossible. They could have never tested that enough. That 12 pill cocktail on this lady at this time of her life is going to do that. I mean, there's no way.
You probably just get fucking real fucked up, and then
when did the pharmaceutical come? I'm surprised the family's not suing them.
Oh, it's coming. Yeah. I guarantee the doctor gets sued in this because he prescribed the meds.
The doctors, to me, are more culpable than the pharmaceutical companies. Because I just don't know how you can. I wonder. I'd love to know more about this, and not that we're gonna dive into it here. But like, was there any signs of this? Was this woman seeing a therapist? Was she on antidepressants amongst one of those 12 pills that she was taking?
You know what's sad about that though, Matt, is medicine has become so fucked up because a lot of times people, like, even there's a lot of triggers now that insurance company make you do to, and a lot of it now is, and I know it's not about bonuses and type, but sometimes people's pay is based on concierge medicine. And so the fact of the matter is, if I don't make Matt Watson happy, then at the end of the day, he's going to give me a bad evaluation, which is a deterrent on me making any type of money. So if Matt Watson comes in and says, you know what, doc, I want this, instead of doing, okay, Matt, we're not going to do that. It's not what you need right now. Yeah. And you become pissed off with the world. Sure. So really at the end of the day, and it's so sad, they've set it up where it's the path of least resistance. And you're not wrong, Matt. A lot of times doctors need to be held accountable. But still at the end of the day, as a human being, even if I knew nothing about medicine, I would fucking buck the system and ask the questions. Do I really need to be on fucking 12 pills right now? Right. Yeah. So there still has to be some sort of accountability on the person. That's what I try to get my
parents to do.
I think I would be scared to take 12 pills a day. I mean, I'd be like, Jesus, what the fuck?
Listen,
my stomach's got to be destroyed.
Once you start on one, it usually leads to probably two. Jeff, you would probably know more than.
But it's sad though. It really is. It's just become, unfortunate. It's a vicious cycle. And at the end of the day, who I'm going to place the blame on is truly our government. If they want to try to regulate this a little bit more, having true medicine, they need to step in and create guidelines and things and hold people more. And they don't
make too much money.
They make too fucking much
money.
There's
no doubt about it. There's a reason why that the most expensive lobbyists on Capitol Hill are pharmaceutical people.
Without a doubt,
and that's why. And that's why they didn't stop Bernie Madoff, and that's why they won't stop this, because it is not in their best interest. Not to deviate from that, but like, they could have stopped Bernie Madoff 15 years before he stole all those people's money. He got reported and reported and reported multiple times because there was guys who were smarter than him that said, this is impossible, this is happening, you need to investigate him, and they didn't do it. And our government chose not to, and they choose not to do anything with the opioids and with all this overprescribing of medicine. It's sad. It'll never change.
It's never going to change. You're 100% right.
Yeah, but anyway, back to what you said. That woman, kill her, off with her head and on TV. Wow.
Literally.
Pay-per-view, baby.
Without a doubt, 100%.
And you know what, I think it would even, you would get a hell of a response, or people buying it, because we're so frustrated with what's going on now. We want to see something like that.
They do that in other barbaric countries.
Yes,
I think it's one of the few things they do that's good.
We just see it in politics that well, they're going to investigate this guy, that guy. It's under investigation, but we never hear about any final
community service, Chris.
Yeah,
you got to work at the soup
some of this
kitchen.
Bullshit. These people should be put in jail, and I think we would just like to see one instance where someone pays the price.
Well, last night,
it's bullshit.
You're right. So we started 1883 last night. This is a crazy bridge. But the first episode, I think somebody did a pickpocket. Yeah. And literally the whole town ran this motherfucker down, beat the piss out of him because he stole somebody's thing, and then they hung him in the middle of town square.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
once again, they do that. They do that in today's society. You won't have a problem with pickpocket. You won't have a problem with theft.
And most of the time in those shows, and it's a very good show, I think you'll enjoy it. The leaders of those towns, whether it's sheriffs or whoever, government officials, they say we got to make an example out of this person. That was the only way they could stop crime back then.
Without a doubt.
Hey, speaking of shows, real quick, have you guys watched The Last of Us? Anybody watched The Last of Us? Matt, you have, right?
I have, yeah.
I've not. Never even heard
Cool,
of
you
it.
have.
With you.
That's good.
On HBO, The Last of Us.
It's been good so far.
Absolutely. This isn't even really a spoiler, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler. It's really, really. It was as soon as I saw it, I paused it. It was awesome. The city of Wheeling is in The Last of Us.
No shit.
Yes, the 470 going over South Wheeling, the bridge going into Ohio.
Yeah.
is
Really?
on.
And you know what?
He's coming down for.
The eerie similarity is it looks like just like our downtown streets.
I
show.
saw somebody tweet at Mayor Elliott.
It's like an
he said-
apocalyptic show.
Yeah,
Chris.
it's an apocalyptic show, and he's coming down 470, and they. I saw somebody tweet at Glenn Elliott and say the roads in this show look better than they do in real life.
Now, what's Glenn Elliott's excuse? In this case, we had a virus taking over the world. But,
yeah. I thought that was really, really cool. Though, as soon as I
has anybody
saw
ever seen the mayor? He's seen about as much as Fred de Lamonte. Yeah, he's coming out for see his shadow once a year.
I can't say that I have ever seen Mayor Elliott
If
before.
he walked
Like,
in
do
here
mayors
right now,
that do
I would
any
know.
kind of like a state of the city address? Do they? Do
I
they
think he
have
used to do it over the Wheeling Casino.
I mean,
but I don't know.
just to
I just
give
barely
the
ever
city
see
an
or
update
hear
of
about
what's
him.
going on. I mean,
Hey, let's take bets. How long until Main Street is smooth?
The Pirates will be in at least third place in the Central Division
wow.
at the end of the season by the time that's
there
done.
we go.
Wait, so
Jarrett,
okay,
you'll be
let's-
married with kids.
Let's do the Pirates make the playoffs, or do the streets of Wheeling get fixed? Which happens first?
There's your
Pirates
poll.
make the wild card.
There's your poll.
Put it up now.
Yeah.
All right,
There's
do
your
the
poll.
Pirates make the playoffs, or do
What
the
happens
streets of
first?
Wheeling? Yes, what happens first?
Pirates in the wild card game for
And
sure.
on that note, I think we'll take a little break. And
Actually, just real quick, just one other thing
No.
that Matt left was the
say
Florida
no?
the Florida teacher had sex with a 12-year-old girl in his classroom. All right, and he actually called him. Here's the thing: there is no rehabilitating this dude. He was actually physically calling her his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Once again, you
Done.
take him out back.
Hold on.
I'm
So
sorry. I just wanted to get through all the bullshit stuff.
This is a normal guy?
Well, quote unquote, he's a teacher in the Florida system. Literally had sex with this
Florida.
girl in the classroom, and the thing about it, courted her for like a year. Like was initiating text messages, initiating stuff on the thing. Finally got her in the classroom, ended up sleeping with her, and he kept on referring to her as his girlfriend.
That is troubling on so
Hey,
many
I
levels.
Once again,
He
you
needs
can't
put
rehab.
down. He
You
needs
can't
put down.
rehab people like that.
I
Take him out
think
back.
he might just need. They should just send him up in space and just let him go.
He needs to at least be chemically castrated at the very
Yes.
least, and probably.
Sorry to
physically.
extend. I just wanted to get that
No,
one into.
we always think that like that can't happen, but it's actually not the same. But it did happen here in this county, actually.
Yeah.
with that woman and the woman teacher
Multiple times, I think.
Yeah.
It was a
I mean,
couple-
but that's
couple
like
instances.
that was like a
maybe over
scary
the high.
thing to read. Like,
Yeah, that's,
man, you
dumb.
send your kids to school,
Fucking
you figure
dumb.
they'd be safe.
You would hope, right?
So-
all right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hey,
to bring up.
there's just some fucked up people.
What's more of a fear? And you two guys, this is the question. And I know it's not exactly the same, but like when you send your kids to school, are you more afraid of the mass shootings, or that they could be susceptible to that kind of stuff? What's worse?
To me, it would be the mass shooting stuff.
I
that's-
felt that way too. The mass shootings, more so than
Real quick,
pedophile
because I've never experienced that. Is it a little, when you send your kid to school, like for the first time, is it a little nerve-wracking?
Well, I cried like a little bitch. I'll be the first one to admit it. Like freshman year, I'll be honest, I cried like a little bitch just knowing that my dude's getting older, and that's gonna be
Of high school?
100%. Cried like
Okay.
literally in front of my bay windows. He's getting on the bus, crying like a little bitch. Number one, literally. Two, and I'm man enough to admit it. Two, I literally, since he was going from such a small grade school of Corpus Christi to the big world of Wheeling Park, I was on
That's
the
a
horn.
massive
I was on the
Big
horn. I
adjustment.
texted Nardoni. I texted every teacher that I knew at Park. Hey, I know this is going to sound a little fucked up, but do you mind just making sure that my dude's okay today on the first? Because it is. You got 12 people in your class at Corpus Christi, and you go to 400 and 500 kids in one class.
Oh, it's a drastic change.
So
I did the same
I was a little
thing,
tight.
so,
I was a little tight. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
no,
lie.
I never. I was, like I said, I was more concerned about the shootings, because just knowing so many people that taught and worked up in park coaches and all that.
What about when they like kindergarten? The first time you sent them, was it like a little?
Oh,
were you like,
yeah, that was
horrible.
Tough. Yeah,
it was horrible because you felt like and I know it's just a part of life when you were dropping your kid off and they're not at ease with being dropped off. And you got to go to work. You got to go to work. Yeah. And you're just leaving there in tears. Them in tears. Because Luke, I'll be honest, I think the first 2 months of his life in kindergarten, he cried every fucking day.
It's pretty common, though.
I think I cried the first day I ever went to school.
Who handled it better? You or Job?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say probably me, I think. Because Job's more of a homebody. Well, back then, I don't really remember.
Is he the more emotional of the two of you?
I would say so. Yeah, Cooley could answer that.
Job is definitely a little more emotional than.
That's hilarious. But that ain't gonna sit well here very soon.
I honestly think I don't think me and Job could be any more opposite in everything besides like gaming and being nerds. That's the only thing I think that
as time goes on, you'll find things that you're more common.
Like
people say that about me and Ace. Like we're very opposites in a lot of life, but.
Gosh,
you'll find more that you're
like. I think
common.
Everything baseball. I love baseball. Job hates baseball. I love country music. Job hates country music. What's another thing that he hates? That honestly, all we
texting people back.
Yeah, I can text people back. Job, he's gonna edit this and he's gonna be fucking. He's gonna be,
no, he better keep us in here. He's terrible.
As long as we don't say his real name on here, he shouldn't be upset.
Yeah,
with us.
he does. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
but yeah, have fun editing, Job. We'll take a break.
You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, and we want to hear from you. Send us feedback, questions, or topics you'd like us to discuss to contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Look, we might not be the best podcast out there, but I know one thing for certain. There's sure as hell ain't anyone better. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast.
It's that time of week. I think that's how Job does it. All right.
Good try.
This week in history. What are we going to start with, fellas?
I don't know. Cooley, you got your guy on? Oh, you were off last week. He made it. So you got to find something to fill in.
I think he
week.
took today off.
He
took from the 6th to the 12th off.
Yeah, he had a little time off, but I think one massive. February 10th, 1940, Tom and Jerry released by MGM Studios.
Great cartoon.
I saw that. I can't believe it was 1940.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a really old cartoon.
Yeah, I feel bad now that we didn't put that in one of our lists.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, we put it in. It was in our top 5.
Yeah, it was in the 5.
Somebody
that would definitely be in mine.
We didn't get it didn't make the cut of the video. But yeah, I love that show.
I'll say this: I didn't know Mike Tyson got convicted of rape.
That was actually one I was going to talk about.
I never knew that. February 10th, 1992.
That was
Desiree Washington.
When he
what
came
do you
out
know
of
about that? I don't remember. I mean, I remember it, but I don't know. It was kind of sketchy, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, 100%. First and foremost, when he came out of that prison, man, that's when Mike Tyson, no man wanted to go against him. He came out, ripped the fuck up, ready to rip somebody's head off, number one. But back to your question, Chris, and let's preface, rape, 100% wrong. Fucking woman tells you no, it's fucking no, period. But this poor guy, and I know Mike Tyson's fucking batshit crazy, and is probably, and I hate to even say this, has he probably raped a girl? Probably. But this one is not real. This one, hands down, is not real. She literally, and I'm not saying that anybody deserves anything, but she went up to, first and foremost, her story changed numerous times. That's number one. Her dad was a public figure, and I guess she accused somebody else of rape too because she was sexually active and Papa Bear found out about it. So she was making out to be that she was some innocent girl because she was sexually active. They went up to his hotel room at 2:00 in the morning. And I'm not saying anybody deserves anything.
What did she think they were going up to?
What were they going to do? Exactly. What the fuck are you doing at 2:00 in the morning in a hotel room?
It's Mike Tyson.
It's going to fire up the Atari.
I mean, unbelievable. And the other thing that actually solidified it for me, too, is he would not plea because the fact of the matter on how adamant that he did not do it. Yeah. He said, I've done I can name 5 things in my life that I did, quote, that hands down I did, way worse than they're accusing me of. I am not pleading down and to get less years to say that I raped somebody. So, and he confided, I forget who he confided in, but I hands down don't think that's happened.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I never knew it happened.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it didn't.
Right.
Well, I guess he did get convicted, unfortunately.
Yeah, right.
Were you guys watching the fight when he ripped that dude's ear off?
Yes, sir. We used to tap kegs for Tyson fights.
That's
It's the
awesome.
greatest thing in the
It
world.
was.
That's
You guys
awesome.
will never get to experience that
Yeah.
boxing, how great it was, that run of those
Oh my
fights.
God! Now the only
It was
negative,
like must see, and you had an event, you were at somebody's house.
I was pumped,
Every
man.
single
And those
time.
guys, I bet some of those opponents had to be scared shitless, knowing that they're
Peter
like,
McNeely.
right? Like they just thinking, like, God, can I even last 2 rounds with this guy? And I think he annihilated Michael Spinks like in 37 seconds or so. I mean, it was. I mean, they shouldn't even have been putting some of these guys in a ring with this monster.
You're not
He was
wrong.
so good.
This
Should have been
monster.
illegal.
My dad always told me a story of when he was watching a Mike Tyson fight. Him and his buddies went to his house or something, ordered pizza, all super excited for the fight, and he grabs a slice of pizza, he takes a bite, he looks up, the guy was
It
knocked
was
out.
over.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
It's
happened
funny.
a lot.
It's funny you say that. One of my good buddies' dads knew somebody that went to the Vegas fight, got up, had to use the restroom right before, and missed the fucking fight.
Oh, my
God.
Oh,
That's
that's
like-
that
that
guy's
would ruin
fucking
your
fault.
night.
You should. Know
You're
that.
100%. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
piss your
Piss
pants
during
at
the
that
hour,
point.
something, right?
If it's close, you've been waiting that whole time.
Piss
Just piss
your
right in your
pants.
pants.
No doubt.
Or at least piss in a bottle or something.
Something. Yeah.
Cup.
Sure, that's frowned upon in the MGM.
And you know what? Now,
They'll throw you out and you never be back.
Did any of you guys were you watching when he lost to Buster Douglas?
Yes.
Because
Is that when
I
Jeff-
remember exactly
I
where
re-
I was.
I wasn't. I remember
It was
only
1990, I think.
Yeah, it was, and it was in Japan, wasn't it?
Fuck.
Oh man,
Because I think it was like it was in the middle of the night. I feel like because
What?
I remember the next day when it wasn't in the paper until like Monday, and I remember like we were stunned. We were talking about it at school. I was like 9.
Yeah, 'cause-
Hold on here. Keep on talking. I can
No,
for some
look that
reason-
up
yeah.
because I remember we were shocked because that night, I believe we were at a Penguin game and coming back from that game, they announced that he had lost. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
It was a Saturday night, obviously. Yeah.
I believe it was. Maybe my memory could be a little sketchy there, but I thought it was. And we
A
looked
few
at
too
each
many
other.
Stroh's lights
Yes,
that night.
right. But we looked at each
It
other.
was
like,
Tokyo. Good
Tokyo?
call.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought.
When
it
was it? What was the date? What does it say?
February 11th, 90.
Yep. There you go.
Tokyo Dome. Huh.
So in their prime, Mike Tyson fresh out of prison or Muhammad Ali?
Oh, Tyson.
Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah, but you know, if you talk when there was an interview, I think it was actually
They were talking to each other, right? They were both on it.
Arsenio Hall show. Is
Yeah.
exactly what it was, and Tyson said, "I will bow down to the king."
That's cool.
Yeah, very
That's
cool.
good. I'm not a Muhammad Ali guy at all, though. Never
You think
liked him.
overrated?
Not necessarily from the boxing, just the politics and the.
All the bullshit that came
Yeah,
out.
I don't think that guy should have ever been an American hero.
He was draft dodger.
Yeah, he was a draft dodger.
Dodger.
He just, I don't care for that guy. Changing and being anti-American, that goes against me. So
100%.
I'm on Mike's side.
Yep, I would agree.
Is Mike Tyson got to be one of the scariest humans? Like
But you know what? You know what he reminds me of? I think Mike Tyson is probably a guy who had a rough life in many regards. He's obviously an incredible talent. But I think if he was your friend, I think he would do anything for you.
would
He
agree.
seems
yeah.
like a genuinely nice
yeah, definitely.
wholeheartedly agree
Seems
with
like
that,
he's
Matt.
changed a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
He
He
just
smokes
seems like
all
he
kinds
has
of
a
weed.
big heart. He just got taken advantage of a lot, and I actually feel bad. It's nice to see him actually, kind of getting some normalcy to his life. I do. I think he'd be the kind of guy that if you had him in your corner, obviously for the fighting reasons, but he would be very good
Well,
friend.
man,
It's a good
remember
pun.
who was?
Yeah, right.
I forget who the guy that kind of mentored him as he was growing up,
um,
and the guy died.
Pause.
And he kind of lost his way after that. Guy was a real
When he died.
Yeah,
Right,
it'll
that's what
it'll
took him
dawn
away.
on me. It'll dawn
and it was
on
like
me
that.
his name.
He worshipped that guy, and I can't remember if the guy died suddenly or not. But Mike was still young. He might have been a champ by then. I don't remember, but
He took
I
him
know
to-
that was a big that contributed to him kind of going off the rails and.
And Matt, you're
'Cause
not
that guy
wrong. He did
wasn't
have
there.
a fucked up. He had a fucked up childhood. I think they something about it. He used to watch his mom have sex in front of him and shit
think,
like that.
I think his
mean,
mom was like a borderline prostitute.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he face some abuse.
Like LeBron's mom.
And the other thing is, I mean, I mean, I know a lot of people are close to animals, and obviously I think everybody in here is animal lovers, but I mean, he didn't have friends. His best friends was his fucking pigeons.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's fascinating in itself.
Yeah, I mean, itself. So I mean,
pigeons.
Yeah, he had some things going on.
Well, the pigeons are why he started getting into boxing, because he said there was a guy bullying him, and they killed one of his pigeons. So then he wanted to learn how to fight because of that.
Good call.
Cool.
That's exactly what happened.
So that guy created a fucking monster.
Literally. And if you guys have not seen him, actually, you two young bucks, if you've not seen him post prison, you need to like see him on that press conference. I think that's the one he talked about. He was going to fuck your mother.
Yeah.
Eat your kids.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That was
Chris, I'm trying to think of that guy's name.
Customato.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
Good call.
damn.
Good call.
Man.
Boom.
Yeah,
I
good
knew
call.
it would eventually come to
Yes,
me.
Customato. Yeah.
Matt, you got any on here you like?
Well, let's see. Try to find something. How about, Tom and Jerry was good. Lucky Luciano deported to Italy February 10th, 1946. I find that one to be pretty interesting.
What happened there?
Well, I mean, he was a mobster, and basically he kind of turned on some of his fellow mobsters and actually helped the U.S. government out, orchestrate a few things in the war times, actually, and then as a result of that, they let him go to Italy on deportation under the agreement that he would never come back to the United States. So he kind of got off easy. He should have been doing hard time, but I guess it shows you what our government is. But anyway,
Right.
Hey, Matt, February 12th, 1554, Jane Grey executed
just looking at that.
after just 9 days as a queen.
Yeah.
9
yeah.
days?
I'm trying to think of how that went. It was one of those separations in England, obviously, where a woman becomes queen, and then it's during war times, and then she's killed. I honestly don't remember the exact
My
thing
God.
and who actually killed her, but it was like a power struggle at the time. And
Well, Jesus.
Well, that's
It didn't last long,
that's
yeah,
like
obviously.
February 8th, 1587.
Yeah,
Mary, Queen of Scots, is beheaded at age 44.
they
Yeah.
were rough on women. God,
Jesus.
Now that was because she committed treason against her cousin at the time, and that was a separation. Obviously, Mary, Queen of Scots, was the Queen of Scotland, and then her cousin, which would have been Elizabeth, she was the Queen of England. So there was a power struggle there as well. She didn't want to have to kill her, but she had to make an example. You had to do
Can we
it.
do that today?
Kill your own
For some
cousin.
Hey, that's like
fuckers with
my
treason.
girl. What?
They
what's
were
her name?
rough on
Joan of
women.
Arc?
Joan of
Arc,
Arc.
yeah. Lima,
Got a great kidney bean.
Kidney beans. Yeah,
Yeah.
kidney beans. Yeah, why is still don't even understand.
I had to
that.
look this up, Matt, and I'm going to mispronounce it. The February 7th, 1974, the what liberation? How do you pronounce Symbionese?
Yeah.
Symbionese.
I knew
Symbionese.
nothing about that. I looked that up.
Yeah, how about that?
Far
Patty
left.
Hearst.
That's unbelievable. That's just crazy. And I mean, I know I wasn't born then, but that's not too
Yeah,
long
her
ago.
dad was a big, what was he, a media magnate?
Yeah.
Or owned
yeah.
newspapers?
Oh, yeah,
Randolph Hearst. Yeah,
huge.
they
He was
got-
a huge media mogul, yeah. One of the first, one of the richest men in the world kind of guy, like as far as media mogul.
But then
like
they
the
kind
first media
of,
mogul.
what's that syndrome called? Because then she ended up kind of being like part of them, like when they took her.
Oh, Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, that's
where
where-
you sympathize with your kidnappers and then you start to come around to
Yeah,
their side.
yeah.
It happens a lot. I mean, it's staggering. But again, how do you know how your body and your mind's going to react in a situation like that? None of us have ever been in captivity. A lot of those girls that Ariel Castro had captive, they thought maybe had Stockholm syndrome.
Was that like the one of the first modern day cults though? That
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the only thing they didn't do was a mass suicide, but maybe they did. I didn't know.
I don't know anything about
Either
this.
did I. I had to
No,
look it up
I
today.
didn't.
I
It's
had no
not.
idea.
It's not. Well, I don't know if they still have an active chapter now. You know, I don't know.
Symbionese?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't fucking heard of that.
Me neither. I had to look it up. I get educated all the time when Matt sends this
Yeah.
shit out, man.
Yeah.
It makes me look stuff up. It's great.
This
though.
is another one that Matt, I never even heard of this. February 7th, 1845, the Portland vase is shattered at the British Museum by a drunken visitor.
Yeah, now that's crazy. That's like Cooley probably would have been the guy that did it because he said nobody should pay for that.
I would have
thing.
been sober.
See, I don't even honestly know what the Portland vase
Portland
is, but it was
vase,
some obviously some artifact
look
of
it up.
art that was really famous, and yeah, you know what it reminds. And I actually wish that Jarrett, your dad, was on the show for this reason, but Chris can kind of tell the story. It reminds me of when Mark broke that lantern in those people's food at Bristol.
Oh.
Was it Bristol? Or was it Charlotte?
I wasn't on that trip.
Okay.
But I remember that. He was so blasted, and he was in their little campsite.
Tell the story, Chris.
Should we call him up?
Yeah, if he's available.
We'll call him up.
Yeah, he'll definitely
because that's what it reminded me of when I put it on there, and I was like, man, Coach should be on here for this because this reminds me of what he did.
Yes, those people.
Hey, Dad, you're on the show right now. We have a something came up about a vase breaking, and Matt was reminded of what happened, Matt.
Well, Coach, it reminded me of what NASCAR trip was it on when you befriended those people and then broke that lantern in their food. How'd that go?
That might have been Michigan. That might have been Michigan. We were in the infield, I think. Yeah.
And what happened? Give us the story.
I was acting like I was shooting a basketball, dribbling around.
But you said you were doing it left-handed too. A left-handed shot.
Up in the air and knocked their lantern was right over all the food they've been cooking all day, and it shattered.
These people had like roasts on chickens, ribs on there for 12 hours.
And the lantern, what? Wait, hold on. What kind of lamp broke? Or what lantern was like a gas lantern?
Yeah, like a gas lantern, it just shattered. All the glass shattered, went into all their food, the meat, their potatoes, ruined the whole damn meal. That was awful. I felt horrible.
Were they pissed? Were they pissed at you?
They weren't happy.
I just didn't know if they showed it.
Because I'd already eaten or something, I think. I don't think we had any food to give them. I don't know what they did.
So you acted like you were shooting a basketball.
Yeah, just dumb.
And you hit the lantern with what? Your hand?
Your follow through, wasn't it?
I just threw my hand up like I was shooting, and it went right under the lantern and smashed the lantern into a million pieces. Went into their food.
That was really polite of you.
Oh, geez, that was wonderful.
Definitely a sober moment, though. Correct.
All right.
Was it what? Hey, Jeff said it was a sober moment. Wasn't
Definitely
it?
sober, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I thought.
No. I don't drink. I never did drink on those trips. No, I didn't. I just I wanted to make sure everybody was safe and having a good time.
That's all that matters.
It's very kind of you. Okay, we're wrapping up here.
Okay.
Bye.
See you, Marcus.
Yeah, that's exactly the story I thought of when the Portland vase was shattered into pieces by a drunken
by a drunken coach.
Yeah, those poor people. Yeah, like he said, that guy had brisket on. He like had on for like 2 days.
That's horrible, though, man.
And he just shattered it. And gas got all over it.
In glass pieces.
You couldn't eat that. I mean, no way. Wow.
What
Good job,
what a
Coach.
dick.
What about birthdays?
Let's head to birthday. We got a lot.
What's your guys' thoughts on Jennifer Aniston? Because I know, depending on who you talk to, they say top 3, top 5.
As far as looks, I like her. And it's funny you mentioned it because we were talking about the Botox people, how they're not recognizable. I feel like she's gotten better as she aged.
She's avoided it, hasn't she?
I like her as she got older.
Yep.
She's something about her though. She seems like a real bitch. But
hey, this is funny. You said this. I saw something. I can't remember if it was on Twitter. But somebody said the only reason that we all watched Friends was because of the hot women, not because of the show.
It's probably legit though.
Is that? You think that's true? I haven't watched too much of Friends. I think it's a pretty shit show.
I think it's a funny show.
I mean, it's okay.
At times, I think it was. It was a little silly for me.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
the laugh track is just.
It's
dumb.
a good show to have on that you're not really trying to pay it. Like kind of like The Office, where you're not paying attention too hard.
Background noise.
Yeah.
See, I think The Office though, to me, is so much more creatively written than Friends. Just
I agree with
like
that.
the subtleties of the jokes that you got. Like Dwight Schrute, like you gotta. You kind of got to have a brain to understand a lot of his stuff he says, which makes me laugh really hard. Yeah,
so you guys are unanimous, beautiful.
Yeah,
for sure.
Better with age,
hey,
good wine.
Jennifer Aniston, if you're listening
54.
to this, please come on the show.
She's right in your wheelhouse, Chris. She's right up there by you.
Yeah, her and Laura Dern, who's 56.
Yeah, well. Jen looks a little better than her.
Yeah, she does.
Hey,
for sure.
Matt, what about John Williams, 91?
The greatest
February 8th.
music composer ever for movie scores.
By far.
Has written the tracks to so many great movies. It just made the movies even better than they already were. And
I think that's one of the reasons Star Wars.
I truly don't know
so...
if those movies would have ever been as good. All those.
Well, isn't it
Indiana
amazing
Jones and all those great ones.
That George Lucas, he wanted to use like Beethoven, like pre-made music, and then I think somebody said, "Hey,
somebody talked him out of it." Maybe Steven Spielberg gave him that advice because they both used John Williams a lot in their movies, and man, just incredible. When he passes away, he's 91 on February 8th. I don't know who fills his shoes. There's a couple. Your brother
Ludwig Göransson, the guy that does The Mandalorian.
They're pretty good. They've done a pretty good job. And then there's another one. Your brother knows a guy. There was a guy that's written for a couple of movies, bigger ones that are pretty good too. But yeah, John Williams, big shoes to fill. I'd love to go. I'd love for them to do that John Williams soundtracks down at the Capitol.
Cool.
I'd be buying tickets.
That'd
the
be
first
really
day.
really cool.
Just sit
and
there
they should
and listen
play
to that symphony
play the
music.
movies too up at the top.
Man.
They wonder if he did the soundtrack to Duel.
Yeah, that's probably
the only music in that was pretty much when he was
in
playing
the radio.
his radio.
Yeah,
when he had the radio.
And then when he's going up the hill and it's playing that, I don't even know what instrument that is. It's like that clinking. If anybody notices, right behind Jeff's head is the license plate from the movie Duel.
Well, unfortunately, my head's fucking huge, so you're not gonna be able to see that shit.
California 149 PCE.
I wonder if that was made in Pelican Bay.
That's from his car in Duel.
Okay.
If anybody is wondering, Duel is a movie. What was it? Spielberg's first
from 1971.
Absolutely one of the greatest films.
Cheapest
of all time.
movie ever made, and is actually really good.
And probably the shortest cast in any movie ever.
Half dozen.
Like 9 people.
Yeah, 9 people.
Like 9. Yeah, him.
We have more people in the driver room than the
seriously. And the people in the diner,
the
and then the
lady,
snake lady.
The diner people. Yeah, the diner has the most people in it.
Yeah, but I think it's like 5 people. The guy that eat that goddamn sandwich, he looks up at him.
You guys, the night of Soup's going away, you guys all de-virginized me on so many different movies. Like there was shit you guys were talking about movies. I have still no fucking clue.
And they're all
zero.
All of our family classics.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that you guys have that, though. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, Rambo, Duel, The Thing, Runaway Train, and is there one more?
There's a
Southern Comfort.
Southern Comfort.
Yep.
Yeah.
Comfort,
Jared's favorite movie at prep.
Jeff, have you heard that story?
What's that?
About so when I was in prep school and Sunday school, when I was probably maybe 10 years old, and we had a worksheet that said, what is your favorite movie? And I put on there Southern Comfort, which if you don't know, Southern Comfort is one of the most
terrifying movies for children.
Disgusting movies.
The concept is terrifying even for adults because of like where they're at and the people that they come in contact with.
Yeah, they go down to the bayou and
violent, not like Mike Tyson, but like violent.
The Sunday school teacher pull your
scenes.
parents aside when they picked you up to like, hey, we need to talk.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go to Sunday school anymore.
There it is, right? I think
I never graduated.
They said when Mr. and Mrs. Delbrook, he needs more than church.
Yes,
he needs an exorcism.
He's drinking a little Southern Comfort.
Yeah. Great film.
Who else we got on here?
Job's girl, Chloe Grace Moretz, 26 on February 10th. He's a big fan of hers.
Yeah,
so.
she's
hi to Chloe from Job.
Chloe, really not.
Michael
Damian Lewis. He's your boy Bobby Axelrod, Chris. Turned 52 on February 11th from Billions.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah, Damian Lewis. Really good actor.
Oh, yeah, he is good.
Yeah, Chris, your boy too. Axl Rose, 61.
You know what? The biggest dickhead on this list. I mean, he's
by
a
far.
fucking asshole. He's a dick. I can never fathom how these rock bands can be so successful and then just have so much dysfunction to where they break up. They get, heroin, cocaine, pills, booze. I mean, these fucking guys, and then I don't know. They could have been such a great band. I mean, they were
so
good
you're
for a
saying
while.
he might have been under the influence a lot.
Yes. And he caused riots at some of the concerts he was at. And he wasn't
at that Woodstock, was he?
No. People would have been
Woodstock 99.
Jesus, a bit. I mean, yeah. Happy birthday. His name's William.
Billy Rose.
Happy
Billy
birthday,
Rose.
Bill.
Bill Rose.
Bill.
I think that's about it on the
Yeah,
birthdays. Any
no.
significant ones?
Say's girl, Kelly Rowland. He
Yeah.
loves her. 42.
Yeah, he does.
She's not out of your range, Say.
Which-
She's in Destiny's Child.
Destiny's.
Yeah,
I
he
always
does
get
like
Yeah, and
her.
I've talked about her at a Pine
she's
Room.
beautiful.
She
yeah.
smokes.
Great
show.
singer, too.
He does like her.
I always get them confused with In Vogue, but In Vogue was prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, prior.
Anybody want to read the quote of the week?
Actually, I think this quote
This is a
very-
really- yeah,
it's
Jeff, take us away. This is a really good
it's
one.
It is a really good one. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. And I tell you what, I know that this sounds very kindergartenish, but I tell you what, if we would live life just by that statement alone, I think we would have definitely a better society going on for sure.
That's that was from Albert Einstein.
Yeah, I apologize.
Wise man. That's
Yes.
a wise man.
No
yeah,
doubt about
yeah,
it.
just a
Yeah,
little
I was
bit.
watching a show the other night, not to talk too much about this, but about the autopsy after he died and when they investigated his brain, because he wanted his brain to be donated to science, and he actually died of a heart aneurysm, so they really weren't sure, so they kind of had to do it anyway just to see how he died. But the things in his brain that were there, it wasn't that he had like extra stuff, it was that his brain almost reverse aged in a way where ours gets certain areas of it starts as you get older, and your skills, your motor skills and things like that are start to diminish, or normal person would. His just never did. Like he had like the brain of like a prime aged person,
Really?
even in his whatever he was, like 70 something when he died or whatever. But yeah, so I guess that's part of the reason when they experimented and tested the lobes of his brain. It was like it was going backward, like he was
That's unreal. I
strengthening
did not
instead
know
of
that.
diminishing. Yeah,
I think
So
him and
they're
Champ are pretty comparable.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to say, you're very close with Champ, and could you talk him into donating his brain to science?
absolutely.
What the hell?
Well,
would they-
what's his quote? What's he say? What do you think I am? And
And Einstein. Like there's
Einstein.
multiples out there, but yeah. Champ has a way with words too. He gets these quotes every once in a while. Not quite that
Hey,
good. But
Champ did just have a birthday.
Yes,
he did.
Over the
Yeah,
weekend.
happy birthday to
Happy
our
birthday
buddy.
to Champ.
We had a
72.
good celebration for Champ.
Yeah, he was.
That was good.
He. I tell you what, he can be a little much sometimes, but he called on our. We called him on his birthday, sang to him, and he said he was like, I don't know how I made it this far, but you guys are the reason. You guys keep me going. So that was really.
Yeah, and not to pat ourselves on the back, but our group's done a lot for him. But he gives back in his way. His entertainment value is fantastic, and he is a good-hearted guy, and he's so appreciative, really. He's not a guy that's out there saying please and thank you
Right,
often.
yes.
But deep down, if you talk to him, he loves our group.
He
of Pine Room guys
says love
and
you
really
when he hangs up the
appreciates-
phone.
Exactly.
He says
Yeah.
love you.
He that means a lot to him when people check in and talk to him and call him and just
Yeah.
I feel like we've extended his life, and I hope we've at least made his life a little bit more enjoyable.
Well, I know that pats in the back are not needed because I know that's not why you guys do it. But he is a blessed man, 100%.
Yes,
Because, and you know what? I think, and I don't think none of us do anything, and I'm not even really part. I mean, I treat him with respect and stuff, but you guys are the ones that take care of him with food wise. I mean, just all the above. But and not that anybody does it for the good karma maybe on later on in life. But God, you would hope that one of us, we could be him.
Yeah.
We could be him.
Right.
He doesn't have a big family. He doesn't have a lot going on. Technically, you guys are his family.
Yeah.
That hopefully if somebody else is in that situation down the road, that some young guys kind of pick him up a little bit and take care of him.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool. So good for you guys.
Yeah, he really. If you don't know who Champ is by now, he's our official mascot.
Literally.
He was
you
on.
can see his head right up
Yeah,
there.
his head's up there. He was on. He's been on one of our episodes, episode 17. I remember that because he's 17-time champ.
Yeah.
He was on
We'll have to
17.
get him back.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, what's 17 times 2? We think we missed that. 34.
Yeah.
We missed that. What's the times 3?
Episode 117.
Oh, there you go.
What's 17 times 3? 3 times 30.
51.
51. Yeah, right before our year celebration. Maybe we'll get him on our year celebration.
What is that? What day is that? Do you know?
Well,
I'll have to
whatever
go back and find it, but
52,
it's
whatever
coming
week
up.
52 will be.
Oh, yeah. That, you know what? What a genius fucking
Hey.
statement. Wow.
We were just talking
Wow.
about how smart you were. when
Six-
You know
came in
what?
here.
I
6
let-
weeks-ish? We did skip a week, though, one time, I feel like. Maybe not.
No, I don't think we have.
No,
I
we
think we've
took
been-
off.
We just pre-recorded.
I think we
for
did.
that.
That's
Yeah,
what it
we,
was, yes.
I got
and then
you.
we did one in Deep Creek that we
That's
took
right.
off. But hey, 46 straight weeks of episodes. So Keep
I'll be honest, I think that's pretty fucking impressive, fellas.
Keep
really
listening,
is.
damn
That's
it.
impressive.
All of our lives.
Who would have known, right?
Yep,
Hey.
who knows? That's crazy.
I guess let's move on to our last little hot pit cold mug. If anybody's got one,
Chris
I think
has
Chris
like
is
a
loaded.
portfolio full of them.
Chris is loaded up.
Fire away, Chris. I didn't even write one up or
Either
do
did
anything
I.
because
Either
I'm
did
just going to
I.
play off of his.
This one isn't. I mean,
kind of pumped
there's
right
other
now.
things maybe more important, but this just pissed me off. And do you guys know an acronym? It's NIMBY. NIMBY. Do you know what that acronym stands for?
No.
Okay. Not in my backyard.
Oh.
Okay. This comes from one of the several dickheads on the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry. So I don't know if you've seen. I saw it like last week. He lives in Atherton, California. It's one of the richest areas. That they said
It's a very
the
rich
property value in that zip code. They said it might be the highest in the entire.
You almost have to
country.
be a billionaire.
I saw this.
Yes. So he, I guess they proposed to put in a like a low income complex somewhere near his property. Well, he's all for that. No, I mean he's the guy that wants to. He's in these nonprofits helping racial equity and all this housing. But it's one of those. Well, yeah, it's a good idea,
Not,
But not near me.
not in my backyard. And it's just funny. I mean, he wrote a letter to the city of Atherton asking them not to do it, move it elsewhere.
Now, why? Did he give any good reasons?
No, oh yeah. Well, he said that he and his wife, their main priority remains the safety of their children
Right.
and their privacy.
Okay.
So I guess then he's just assuming that the people that in this
Are dangerous.
development are dangerous. And they're going to
Predators.
come after him.
Yeah.
But he's the same guy though that supports all the policies of these politicians
Correct.
to get everybody housing.
Correct.
But
Let's get the illegals in too.
exactly bring them all in.
Right.
But wait,
let's put 'em in Wheeling,
Let's pump
not
the brakes
Atherton.
here. No, right, exactly. And it just goes with that Martha's Vineyard thing
Yes.
when they shipped them up there. I
love that.
It was
great.
One of the
So
best,
great.
best acts of government we've
Without
had in
a doubt.
recent years.
And you know, it's the same when a lot of those riots were going on, and it got a little too close to some of those politicians where they, wait, I need security down there. Well, we got to push them
No
away.
guns unless it's
but
my
it's
security,
just like
right?
it's just like, you know what? I just you just keep hearing this over and over and over, and it just, to me, it's just all phony bullshit.
How can people like these and cheer for these people?
I don't know.
agree.
He's got his
Gross.
So, and he also asked
They're
me
just total hypocrites.
if
That's
they're
all
not-
they are.
If they're not going to move or build that elsewhere, then he wants the city to build higher walls or privacy.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they can't see him. But I just think it is just. I mean, it is so hypocritical, and I'm so sick of these fucking guys. And he's a dickhead anyway. He's also the reason the NBA sucks.
Real quick before you go on to your next
He's
one,
had a
I
hand.
love the fact of the matter that he sits there and says that, you know, his number one priority is safety and privacy. But you know what? That's not the Doyle's.
No.
That's not on my priority list. It's not on Watson. I mean, that's just
only
fucking
the
obvious.
Atherton people,
yeah,
yeah.
but shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
And these guys really think people want to hear what they think too. They don't have anything in common with 99% of the population.
no.
And
I
then-
can't shoot a basketball, nor am I worth fucking millions, so I can't
Exactly.
relate to him.
yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way, and it's just like you know they're all, you know, how the Steve Kerr and all those guys
they're
on that team, they're
disgusting.
just
I don't know who
like
disgusts me
left-wing-
more, them or the Greg Popovich.
Yeah. But just the
so out of
hypocrisy.
touch with
I mean-
humanity and reality.
And just for that to keep going on, and you know, it's just like, yeah, well, I'd love to have all these people come into our communities. We need to accept them, but just not around me.
Hey, I'll house a few illegals in my house if they can bring some road patch equipment for out down on Main Street.
Actually, Christ, you
pick
might
it
be
up
able
on-
to. You
Yeah,
might even
let's
be able
go.
to employ them over at your place. You guys are always
Yeah,
looking
shit.
for workers.
I'm desperate. I'll take
But anyway,
anything.
fuck Steph Curry. I'm done.
I know. Here's the deal. I know we all have our time in life that I think that we've all maybe been a little bit hypocritical. I mean, let's be honest. I think we've all maybe at sometimes
Sure.
once in our life talked out of both sides of our mouth or whatever. But can you imagine being Steph Curry now and you just got done explaining all this, you know, things that he tries to do, and then he's saying, "Oh no, when it's in my backyard." But when he tries to go back to sticking up for these people and how they need equal rights and that type of stuff, how can he have any validity? How is anybody even going to soak him up and like, you know what, he's a great man. He's a leader. He's great for our community. Like, I don't know how anybody like revisits him as being this great human being, right?
Does anyone call him out on it?
No, fuck no.
Not many.
Chris Pavlik.
Yeah. People that don't care. Like what's he going to do to us?
No.
I mean, yeah. He. I mean, you basically go from a guy who's trying to say that, you know, people are equal and we got to do things for these people, but in his mind, they're not equal. They're not even close to equal.
Nope.
And he has disdain and he doesn't want them near where he's at. That's
crazy.
It's just awful.
And nobody asked him to be out there promoting all that stuff either. And then he does it, and then he turns his back on the people. So that's even worse than not being involved in it to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, because he said bridging the racial wealth gap is one of the biggest challenges of our generation. Uncovering solutions and creating opportunities is something I'm profoundly committed to.
I don't understand the whole racial wealth gap thing either.
Yeah.
I don't get that because I can look through the NBA and there ain't a whole lot of dudes that look like me in there, and same in the NFL. So,
but
I think that bridged the gap pretty close right there.
Why do you even have to put that term race before that?
Should be
why don't we just try to, if you're big on people wealth gap, like there doesn't need to be a race wealth gap. It just should be, if you feel very strongly that there's just a big gap from the 1% to the 99, let's try to overall people. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in that either. If you can go make $100 million and you're good enough to do something, whether it be sports, business, whatever, I mean, I shouldn't be hating on that. But I just think they just automatically, everybody wants to go down a race path.
That's engineered because it's good for business and it gets people out there and it builds up more racism than it stops.
That's all it does.
It alienates people, and you know who we can thank for that first and foremost is our president a couple presidents ago,
Mr. Barack Obama.
He to me, he was the most racist person in the country and probably in power in a long, long time.
Yeah, he created a lot of this.
Things in the early days of the country, not necessarily our best times, but I think he did a lot to hurt that, and it's a shame.
And that's actually really sad because really his platform could have made such a difference, and all he did was just divide it even more, and that sucks.
And you know what? The division now is worse than
without a doubt.
And you know, a lot of people gave him a chance to. And again, I'll never be the person that votes on anybody for skin or sex or anything like that. I want the policies first.
Period.
But I understood a little bit why people gave him a chance. I know some people who voted for him were disgusted that they did by the end of it, and I think he let a lot of people down like that, and it showed because that's how Trump ended up coming to power. But
it's 100% true. Yeah.
Oh, what a world! What a time to be alive, guys.
Anybody got anything else? Anybody cold mugs?
Unfortunately, do not.
Nothing positive.
Let's end it on a bad note today. I'd just leave it at that.
End it on a bad note.
Listen, Job topped us all when he had the buried bus with children.
Yeah, that was like episode 2. that was
a way to go out right there.
Yeah, back when we were.
That was 44 weeks ago, just to be exact.
Is that what was it again?
The guy that stole or kidnapped the children and buried the bus. They were alive.
Yeah, we had
the next week he had to tell everybody they survived.
Yeah, because we were all like real positive. I forget what we were talking about. It was like something good happened, and Jubb says, "Oh, real quick, I want to hit on this. Some guy kidnapped a whole bus full of children and buried them.
Alive. Super cool.
Yeah, but they did live, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's probably all from us this week on the podcast. I think we got a couple soup and stuffs coming out this week. I don't think any. And then workout video Sunday will. And then, again, our last workout will be this Sunday. So that'll finish up. I don't think there's really much else going on. We'll be on the radio on Monday, 2 to 3, talking some more sports after the Super Bowl. We actually had our first real caller the other day. Our first legit caller, Matt. That was pretty cool.
It was like somebody we had no clue.
Yeah, that we didn't know who. Yeah, that we didn't know who it was.
We actually had a lot of fan interaction yesterday.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I wanted to call too, but then I thought, well, there's because you're right, Matt. I was driving.
So fast.
I looked. You guys get on the air like what 8 minutes after?
Yeah, 2:08.
I looked down and fuck, it's 2:22.
Right. It's amazing how fast it goes. We get one caller, it's like
eats up a whole half a segment.
Yeah, that guy
called.
That
was a good show.
Yeah,
very good.
Thanks. It's been fun.
You guys did really good.
Radio's been cool. Hopefully, just
have you guys talked about the new endeavor yet? Have you guys promoted that at all?
We have not.
I don't think we have. We want to.
If you want to break it now, go ahead, Jarrett. Be the guy. You're the leader.
All
You're
right.
the leader.
Yeah, that's our first time. So we are very happy. We are going to be on the radio, a lot more coming up on March. What is it?
6th or 7th?
March 6th, 7th.
In the
first week of March, we will be on the radio now additionally to our Monday show, we'll be on the radio on Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 3. So you get 3 more hours of us on Tuesday and Thursday. So we're still trying to
6 hours in all.
Yeah, 6 hours and then 7 hours in the whole week. So we're still trying to air out some things, figure out what our format, what we're gonna do. But yeah, we're super excited. Thanks to everybody here at the Watchdog that's allowed us to. They've brought us in with open arms and let us do all of this in here and then get on the radio. It's been really, really, really cool to see. So I'm excited to see where that goes in the next couple months. So
it is exciting though. It's crazy.
Been really, really cool. Not even a year, and we've got 7 hours on the radio here.
Yes, so be sure and give us a call on the Frio and Stack hotline. Is it 304-214-1600? Is that what
I think so? Yeah, you
right.
said it enough.
All right,
Yeah.
Frio and Stack, baby.
Yep.
Call us on Mondays and now Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Coming up.
You'll see more on that when we're actually going live.
Yeah. Hopefully, me and Job, we're trying to figure out some things. We're maybe thinking possibly when we're going live on Instagram too, so people on the internet can listen along with the Watchdog.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah,
it's a really good idea.
Yeah, we're trying to figure some stuff out. So hopefully that works out. But definitely we'll be on the radio 2 to 3 on Monday, and then 12 to 3 on Tuesday, Thursday. So we're again excited about that. Thanks to everybody again for listening to the Pine Room podcast. From Chris, Jeff, Matt, Cools, and myself, we love you. Have a good night. Have a good dinner tonight when you're listening.
Peace.
See you later.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, it's that time. The coolers are empty, the food's all gone, and the games are over. But that's all right. There's always next week. Follow us on social media to keep up to date with future shows and send any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to discuss to contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Until then, we'll see you here next time in the Pine Room.